So continuing on with the Alex Rawlings focus, what I want to share is what you as a private equity firm can learn from Alex Rawlings with regards to deal flow. Most private equity firms, even in the lower middle market, the proprietary deal flow perspective is quite unique, but it's not a unicorn. It is completed by private equity firms, and there's multiple firms that we know that are doing proprietary deal flow. A lot of them are doing that via proactive outreach, having a business development team. We see it a lot in venture. We're now starting to see that in private equity, not so much in Europe, mostly across North America, where we're seeing that proactive approach. There is some firms in Europe, but not too many. Now, they're reaching out via, in essence, cold calling, reaching out to people that build a thesis, and they're promoting their brand. Now, that's one way of doing it. That's not the way that Alex Rawlings is building that. What Alex Rawlings is doing is creating an awareness of him, an awareness of his business and what they do. They're pumping out tons of content and tons of information. And I know that sounds scary, but we've also done a video on how you can create content, not via the creation level, by the document level. Please check out other videos to see that and see how you can do that. One thing Alex is doing is being very clear with regards to the types of deals that he's looking for. You must have this amount of revenue. You must have this. You must have that. You must be this type of business. You must be this. You must be that. Now, private equity has historically been quite generalist with regards to what they do. And we've seen firms go up and down the kind of rounds of small, mid, and large, and therefore will invest in different types of businesses. What Alex is doing is particular. He's creating a very clear message on the type of businesses that he's wanting to be in there. And that's going down to a granular level. And he's communicating that in every piece of content. His beginning message, I'm paraphrasing, I don't have anything to sell you here, but let me tell you a bit about Alex Rawlings. Alex Rawlings will then share that he has nothing to sell you, as I mentioned, but then we'll share that he owns a business called acquisition.com that acquires X businesses, Y businesses with this criteria and this, and this. If you don't sit in that criteria, what I'm sharing with you is information on how you can get to the 10 million in revenue in order to trigger their interest for them to invest in you. Now, then he'll go straight out of that and go straight into what he wants to do. So he's already made it very clear with regards to the businesses that he acquires, and therefore he's building his portfolio companies. Now, I appreciate there's going to be an argument, Alex is different, he's not doing this, he's not investing other people's capital, fine. But let's use it as inspiration to see how a private equity firm in the lower middle market can do that, and how can you create a clear message in your content, in your messages outreach, on your website, on your documentation, on every conversation you have with any founder of any level, of any potential portfolio company, of how you can be really clear in what you do, because that will narrow your niche, the broader your appeal. So I mentioned content earlier. What he's doing is he's creating information that will help his target audience, his target portfolio companies with development. And he's creating himself as a thought leader by putting out really valuable content to help them with the challenges that they've got. Now you've got that, I've shared this in another video, in your value creation piece. So my recommendation is share your playbooks, share your information, share how you help scale companies, and then companies will come to you to be invested in. Another way that Alex is doing this and promoting himself is the utilization of social media. Now, social media, most people think Facebook, Twitter, now TikTok, etc. You've got a really powerful network where business owners hang out, and that's LinkedIn. So creating content around that LinkedIn process and posting on there does seem like a bit of a chore, and I do feel that way myself. But if you're a private equity business and you don't have somebody in marketing to help you drive that with a clear communication on what you want to be posted and how you're going to be perceived, then I suggest that's a change that you need to make. Now, going out there and hiring a marketing assistant, straight grad, just because they've grown up with technology and they know how to use Facebook, isn't particularly the right strategy I would recommend. But what I would recommend is getting someone who understands social posting, social outreach, and being able to promote your firm in the best possible way. Now, there's lots of different firms that are doing this, and there's private equity firms that are starting to use socials and promote themselves and get their net brand out there, and I highly recommend it. Another way that he's doing that is by getting himself on as many platforms and interviews with podcasts and various different bits and pieces as well. So he's on YouTube a lot, being interviewed by different YouTubers, interviewed by different podcasts, so I highly recommend you get on there. We see a lot of private equity professionals and portfolio executives now taking that on. We run the Private Equity podcast, which, if you haven't heard of it, please check it out. we put a piece of content out from an interview of a private equity professional, portfolio executive, or supplier to the industry, purely focused on bringing value to you guys out there in the private equity industry. So if you haven't already got on that, then you should be reaching out to people like me who run podcasts to be included on that to help promote you, your awareness of your firm, and make sure that you're getting out there with regards to your brand to promote yourself. All in all, it's about being very clear with your message on who you want to acquire and who you want to invest in, putting out social content in order to promote that, getting featured on podcasts, YouTube channels, etc. in order to promote yourself, creating content that sits around mistakes of potential portfolio companies, mistakes of businesses in your industry. If you're a business services company, here's 3 things we think you should implement. If you're a business services company and you want to increase your sales, here's a playbook that we recommend that you do and that we run for our portfolio companies, etc., to put that together. And if you use those powers of those 3, utilizing what Alex and Layla Hormozi are putting out, it's going to increase, using all the areas that they're putting out, it's going to increase your deal flow, and it's going to increase your presence in the market, which will come about, hopefully, the proprietary deal flow basis. If not, you're going to be in a much stronger position when you go into big work to be able to demonstrate what you actually do, rather than just promising it like every other private equity firm. If you're a private equity firm and you're looking to hire either for your firm itself in Europe or North America, or for your portfolio company, again in Europe or North America, then please reach out to us at Raw Selection. We specialize in purely positions in the private equity industry and have 2 divisions in the business, as previously explained. I hope this valuable content for you, and I hope you find this useful. If you haven't already, please do hit subscribe and hit the like button, because that helps our algorithms. But till the next time, keep smashing it, and thanks a lot for watching.